Hey friends, welcome back to Vince and Gigi's Super Channel G. Look how incredible these Marvel Legends look. They are every single Marvel Legend from the Avengers Infinity War series. Unbelievable. Multiple Build-A-Figures that are in here. They span different waves, different sets, and I can't wait to show you. We have every special edition, the 2-packs and the 3-packs, everything. So guys, if you've not already subscribed to our channel, please subscribe below. Hit the notification bell next to it so you get notified every time we have a new video come out. Talk to us in the comments below. I can't wait to share our excitement there, right? And click on the share button so that you can share this with your friends, your family, anybody who you think would love this video. So guys, give us a big thumbs up and let's get started. What do you say? Let's get started right now.
It's so nice to meet you, Gigi.
Super Channel G.
Vince and Gigi, Super Channel G.
Vince and Gigi from Super Channel G.
Vince and Gigi from Super Channel G. I will see you on the TV.
Congratulations on all your success.
Super Channel G. All right, friends, boy, am I excited to get started. You have no idea. So let's just dive right in because we want to get through all of these and let's talk about who's actually going to be in this video. So first, we have our Build-A-Figure Thanos, the very first one that came out even before Infinity War was out. This is a Build-A-Figure. This is one we're going to review shortly. I'm going to set him aside. Obviously, Cull Obsidian. Look how incredible that guy looks. He's another Build-A-Figure. He's from the second wave. So Thanos was from the first wave. Cull Obsidian was from the second wave from the Avengers Infinity War. And then we have, this is the Battle Armor Thanos. He's actually from the half Endgame, half Infinity War set that is right here with Ebony Maw. And as you'll notice right here. But since he does wear this armor in the very beginning of Avengers Infinity War, that's why we're going to include him here. Plus, he has a Build-A-Figure piece that comes with his Ebony Maw. So let's go through these real quick because we're going to go through them individually anyway. So we're going to do Ebony Maw. We're going to do this Black Panther. Notice, once again, officially Infinity War. Thor with Stormbreaker. Look how great that looks. We're going to do this Black Widow when she had her blonde hair. Isn't that awesome? We're going to do the Mark 50 Iron Man. We're going to do Captain America, the Secret Avenger version. So that's awesome. We're going to do Iron Spider. That was so amazing when he actually wore the suit. We'll do Proxima Midnight. Look at that. We're going to do this Marvel Studios first 10 years. Since this is officially a Avengers Infinity War one, this one is an amazing set. Let me tell you that much. This one was so hard to find. So this is going to be Corvus Glaive and Loki, of course, this 2-pack. We're going to do this Bucky and Falcon, right? So the Winter Soldier and, of course, Falcon. That one was, I think it was a Target exclusive. Here's, I believe, a Toys R Us exclusive. This was Marvel's Vision and Scarlet Witch. And this is another Toys R Us exclusive, I believe, which was Rocket, Thor, and Groot. So that's awesome. And this is obviously before he got his other eye and Stormbreaker. So let's see how many that makes. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23 figures. All right, so let's dive right on in. And first, let's get started with my favorite Avenger. We will do Iron Man. And look at this beautiful package. He looks so incredible. This is from the Build-A-Figure Thanos set. the very first one that came out, and this figure came out before the movie came out, and as did the rest of the set, but he came out way before, and he was on shelves. And look how beautiful this package looks. Incredible. I wish we had the parts that extended like that, because he didn't come with accessories like that. He just came with these extra hands and these repulsor blasts. He still looks absolutely gorgeous. This is an awesome looking figure. If you take a look, this is what the set looked like. It had Iron Man, which did not have a Build-A-Figure piece, if you'll notice, because he doesn't have a number. It had Captain America, the secret Avengers one, which obviously you just saw a glimpse of. Iron Spider, Proxima Midnight, and these are not in the movie. And this Thanos, obviously, this Build-A-Figure. And so the reason why he ended up coming out so dark was because Hasbro made him off of preliminary concept art, so which is why some of them are slightly off, like Captain America's shield, but you'll see that in just a bit. But nonetheless, these figures are absolutely incredible, just absolutely amazing. So let's dive right on in and look at this awesome pose right here. It's got this little bit of fog going, and it says, "A sleek suit design and technological upgrades let Tony Stark gear up as the armored Avenger Iron Man." And boy, does that look great. So once again, here's what they look like, and we'll be doing these right here. So, beautiful package. Look at that. Outstanding art. And let's get him out of here. We've already, waited long enough. And look how amazing this Iron Man looks. So, it'd be cool if he was metallic with that red, but this red still looks amazing. And so one of the things you'll notice, let's pull this guy right on out of here, is that this suit had this unique part that kind of came up like this, which I overlooked at the beginning. And so that's how you can tell is the Mark 50, but it should have a little piece that even extends a little further beyond, but nonetheless, it looks very much like the Mark 50. So let's see what sort of head articulation we have. So let me just say, this is amazing head articulation. I love when the head goes back this far, so he can look like he's flying like Iron Man. So this is extremely far back. There's so many Iron Man figures that can't even do that. So the articulation for that is amazing, and then how far it goes down is amazing. So the head goes, it can go back and forward too as it moves. So you see that? Look. So that's cool. Of course it turns side to side. It can slightly tilt, but this is absolutely incredible head articulation. Look at that. So that's what I wanted to point out first. The arms move all the way around. They're smooth and do not click. Depending on the figure, sometimes it's cool when they click, but it's nice and tight joints. But it doesn't come in further than that, but that's really good right there. So support this arm, and I actually kind of forgot if it was already stiff or stiffened up from storage. But nonetheless, I definitely don't want to break that. So I'm going to leave it kind of how it is. It moves right here on the high part of the bicep. He's got double joints on the elbows, so his arm comes in a lot further in than some figures. Look at that. That's absolutely outstanding. And the fact that his wrists are bent back like this, there's so many Iron Man figures that are not. And I'm so thankful for that, because that means we can use these repulsor blasts to go like this and have them actually shoot out like that, which is something that you don't always get. So let me tell you, that looks amazing. So the fact that they have the wrist back like that and can still like pivot like this, super exciting. Look at that. Now it doesn't come back and forth, if you'll notice. It's just affixed like that, but we definitely just needed the hand to be like that. So that's outstanding. So we have two closed fists. Look at that. And we do have another open fist. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to swap this out. You can take a look. Look at this. Isn't that awesome? And all we got to do is twist right here. That came out really easily. Pop that sucker into place. It's not going to stay very well because it's not meant to hold that one. But look at that. Isn't that amazing? Look at that. So now let's look at how he pivots right here. So right here, just right about the rib cage, this is where he does his ab crunching and tilting. So that looks really awesome. Looks really cool. He does not turn at the waist, but he does turn here, which because he doesn't turn at the waist, it looks a little awkward right here, but nonetheless, it's still super awesome. You can get the poses you need overall. Since there is no ab crunch here, he can't come any further down than this. He comes this far back, this far forward. And let's take a look right here at the legs. So he's got really good articulation, not amazing, but obviously Iron Man doesn't need to have these super dynamic poses, just needs to have strong poses. And let me tell you, his joints are nice and tight, so that's outstanding. Moves in the high part of the thigh right here. Looks like that's supposed to continue on coloring, and it's not, but nonetheless, he's got double joints right here at the knees, so that looks absolutely great and strong. Look at that. Turns right there. Does not turn here, but has absolutely outstanding pivot points right here and point and flex. So look at his armor, look at the great paint detail, look at that. Stand down. So that looks absolutely amazing. Look at the detail on that. So let's get the other one right here. And let me just say, look at that. So let me see if I can get him a really awesome rocking pose. Give me just a sec. Let's see what I can do. All right, and here's what I got. Something really cool where he's blasting with both arms and using all his force. Look at that. So that looks absolutely amazing. I love it. He's twisted a little bit and really getting his force in there. So that's outstanding, and I'm really, really, really digging and loving this. So we'll set him aside right over here, and we'll move on. All right, let me put him at the top of our little stand right here. Look how cool that looks. So maybe I can turn him a little bit, and he can look even more amazing and invincible. Look at that. Okay, hopefully he doesn't fall while we do the rest of our action figs. Okay, so awesome. Let's move on. So next we have Captain America. So we have Cap here. He looks absolutely amazing. And then if you're wondering, I mean, why there's pieces missing right here, well, this is because I already did the Build-A-Figure, and I stored our action figure away so it wouldn't get, you know, broken or injured anywhere. And I forgot to place the other fist back in here, so that's worth noting. I need to get it from a little tray of parts that I have over there. But look how great it looks. Beautiful packaging. This is also from the same series, the Thanos Build-A-Figure. And look at this great artwork. Look at this, Chris Evans. Same picture on both sides. That's Captain America, and he looked so awesome with that beard, didn't he? And just a quick glance again. Look at this great artwork here, and this is obviously Captain America, two fists here. I have open hands here, so you can use this, but this would be a fist nonetheless, obviously, like that. So I have the other two hands going. So let's take a look. Let's read what it says on the back, and it says, "From the streets of Brooklyn to the intergalactic stage, Steve Rogers defends justice as Captain America." It looks absolutely outstanding. I love just that power stance right there, and look at that confidence in that facial expression, stance, and body language, and that brow. So let's get him on out of here. Let's take a look. So another casualty of these coming out with the concept art is that these shields did not end up looking like this after all. They looked different, and obviously I'm sure you'll remember it was smaller than this in comparison to Captain America, but nonetheless these were the shields that we got. I was really excited when these came out to be like, wow, tell me more about the shield. Is it Wakandan? Blah 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 blah. And they ended up not exactly looking like this, and they were black and they were smaller. They only went from like here to here as opposed to all of this. So nonetheless, this is what it looks like. It's really soft, bendy plastic, so you know that. Okay, so let's take a look at our figure right here, and let's see. He's got a great head sculpt. Look at this cool job they did here with his hair, with his beard. Look at his uniform. Well, let's see how much head articulation we have. We have a ridiculously good amount. Look at that. some absolutely great movement and mobility there. Outstanding movement in the shoulders, and this one clicks. Listen, and kind of clicks here too, softly. So it moves here, almost in the middle of the bicep. We do have double joints here as well, and we come in almost to like a 45-degree angle, so that's really cool. It's basically a mirror image here. With this arm, does the same, except the hands. We got single glove there. See that? This belt is loose, and he does ab crunch a lot, really well. Look at that. And turns at the waist. And this belt is intentionally loose. Look at that. I don't know if I prefer it loose or not, but nonetheless, it looks really cool and looks authentic. And then these do not move, but look how great that looks. You're asking what that is? That's where he would put his shield. But obviously, this one doesn't go there because that's not his Howard Stark built shield. So he's got nice and solid joints. Moves right here at the waist. Has double joints here at the knees, which moves really good. Turns at the high part of the thigh. It's got great colors on this paint. Look at the cargo pants. And then look, moves in the high part of the boot. The foot moves really well. And so the pivots, those points and flexes. Look at that. Nice and stiff actually right now. It's clicking. Look at that. So that's awesome. And just a great overall looking figure. Look at that. So that's outstanding. And we can put this shield right here. It didn't have weird 3 points like that. Obviously it had parts that did come out like that, but not like this. So just kind of talking about what the differences are. And it was because they did their toy off of the concept art. So nonetheless, it looks definitely close enough so we know exactly what's going on. We can get this man a shield, right? So let's get his foot back into action the right way. And all we need to do with Captain America is just get a really good power stance. That's all we need. We don't need him to be like really dynamic right now. We just need that. Look at that. So we'll have him looking over his shoulder this way. I'll have him stand in a nice little power stance. And that's it. So if I can get that going good easily here without him tipping over, I'll be extremely excited. There we go. Okay. So awesome. What do you guys think? We can just put him right here next to Tony. So that looks absolutely outstanding, and we'll put a bunch of them next to it. So awesome. Put this away and let's move on to our next one. So moving right along, we have Iron Spider. So goes without saying that this is Spider-Man, also known as Iron Spider-Man, also known as Iron Spider. The reason why it's called that is because Iron Man made this spider suit. It's really cool. It's absolutely amazing. And if you've seen Avengers Infinity War, this was such an amazing suit. It did so many things. And here's a really cool artwork from the side. And it looks so like high tech. That's what looks so awesome about it. Once again, showing that it's part of this set. This is number 2. So this had his left leg, and we'll show you that in just a second. But look at this great pose right here. Look at these great hands, right? And yeah, there's no accessories for Iron Spider, which is the only downside because he doesn't have the extra gold legs that come out through here that in Avengers Endgame he was able to say activate instant kill. So that was awesome. And look at this little fog right here going on, but what a great pose. Right here, it says, advanced technology and high-tech gear are signature marks of the web-slinging hero, Iron Spider. And yes, this is absolutely one of my favorite figures. Let's get him on out of here. Let's take a look. And so right off the bat, you'll notice that he's not as tall as everybody else. And let me set this aside. He's got a great paint job. Look at this. Just great paint application, and he's got some additional joints that you're gonna love. So check this out. The head moves pretty good far back and pretty good down. Look at that. Like if he's reading his phone right here, he's not supposed to. But it turns really well. It's a little loose than I would have thought, but it holds its position well. He's got this extra butterfly joint here, which is something that I absolutely love and adore. Look at that. I don't know why his paint went a little crazy here, but nonetheless, check this out. So he's got absolute great articulation. His arms are nice and stiff, yet move really smooth. He's got this extra articulation so we can have his arms coming from way far back, and we can also having them come really far forward, almost across his body. Look at that. Isn't that awesome? So you can also dab. Look at that. Like Hulk did in Avengers Endgame, if you've seen that. So it moves on the high part of the bicep. We do have double joints, so that way we can have really, really awesome articulation. Look at this. That's amazing. And yeah, it does it basically mirror image on both hands, see? And then the wrists, they do bend back and forth, so we can actually have him shooting his web. Look at that. That looks absolutely outstanding. Love the way that looks. Look at this awesome paint job. Look at this texture. So he ab crunches extremely well. Look at that. Far and back, forward and back. And then we got nice tight joints right here in the thighs, and the hips, and he turns right here at the waist. So that's something outstanding. Look at the great spider symbol back here. Doesn't that look absolutely just bonkers? So it's missing a little paint here, but I don't really care about that. Overall, it looks amazing, and the color scheme is absolutely outstanding. So look at his boots. Look at the paint job right here. He's basically almost these Captain Marvel colors, right? So let's see. We've got double joints right here at the knees, which we absolutely do need on a Spider-Man, so we can have extremely dynamic poses. And you know what? We're probably gonna bust out the stand so we can have Spider-Man doing something really cool, or at least as cool as I can get it, and still have him stand up. We've got an amazing point and flex capability here, and pivoting foot. So that's outstanding. And yeah, so it's kind of tricky sometimes to maneuver this and still move the shoulder, but you can do it. And yeah, let's see what we got here. So let's get a really great action pose, and let's see what we got, and then we'll put them right up on there. So give me 1 second, guys. Oh, well, looks like we got it good enough already. Perhaps because I just want him ready to be shooting webs, especially since we don't have the spider legs coming out yet, right? So would have been nice if they made another one or whatever. So let's fix this foot. And absolutely, look at that. To me, that doesn't look amazing. He's kind of leaning back this way, has the action going that way. So, yep, let's get him over there. Let's stand him up and we'll move on to our next figure. Look how great that looks, doesn't it? Look at that. Let's just get a quick little picture right there. All right, so let's move on. Well, actually, let me see. Do I want him right here? How does that look? Looks really cool, right? All right, awesome. Let's move on. Okay, next is Proxima Midnight. And so, look how cool she looks. Looks absolutely amazing. Look at this great artwork right here on the side. I believe it's it's actually in the same direction on this one and not a mirror image on this art. Cool, very interesting. Great detail on this figure. Awesome accessories, and look at great paint application. Let me just say, I think it's a little bit different in the movie where her makeup actually goes across like this. Nonetheless, I got a second one so we can do a custom paint job. That'll be a lot of fun. So look at this great pose. She's gonna be the last one from Avengers Infinity War besides our Build-A-Figure, and we'll do that one next. But yeah, she's gonna be the last one in this wave 1 of the Thanos Build-A-Figure. So look how great this looks. And so it says right here, Lieutenant of the Black Order, Proxima Midnight serves Thanos in his quest for ultimate power. And yeah, buddy, Now this one doesn't look all goldeny goodness or do these, but you get the idea. Let's pop her on out, and she would have come with the torso and chest of Thanos. That's why it's super big over here. Let's get this on out, and let's take a look. So first off, look at her staff here, and it's such soft plastic that, of course, just sitting in the package has kind of pushed that way to settle. And look at the detail. Looks awesome. Remember when Captain America catches that? We'll actually have both of these bending this way, so that's okay, they'll go back. And let's take a look at her, and she is ridiculously tall. Ridiculously tall. So let me put this package back in here. And yeah. So take a look at this paint job right here. Look at this head. Look at these like horn deal going on right there. So that looks awesome. And yeah, it looks really cool. And if I remember correctly, in the face, that the black actually goes like that and doesn't come like this, but nonetheless looks really cool. And it's probably another thing because of the concept art. So she's super tall, and we'll show you how tall she is compared to the other figures in a minute. But let's see the head articulation. It can come forward and backward, a lot forward, not tons backwards because the hair is kind of hard, and it does allow for side-to-side movement. So it looks really cool. Look at that. But that's what that looks like. Here's what the face looks like. And then of course we got some great arm movement here. Look at this, nice and smooth. Moves right up here above the bicep. We have double joints on the elbows, so it comes in nice and smooth. Look at the texture, that looks really cool. Look at that gold armor. Wrist goes back and forth and around, so that looks awesome. This arm, because this lifts up a little bit, that helps with the arm articulation. Look at that. It can't go all the way around, but it can go to there. It moves right here in the hard part. Very similar to this, but look, we have a whole different arm because of the armor on it. This one, the wrist should come forward, but not too far back because it hits right there, you see? But nonetheless, we have double joints at the elbows. That moves really cool. And look, it just looks just such great detail. Look at that. Great sculpt. Okay. So, does not turn at the waist, but does move here on the high part of the rib cage. But there's absolutely zero ab crunching. All it does is turn. So just keep that in mind. She does not ab crunch whatsoever. But nonetheless, great detail. And the hips are a little looser than you would imagine, but nonetheless so good. This is nice and tight. There's the high part of the thigh. Look at this really awesome double jointed knee, nice and heavy duty. That's awesome. Look at this paint job. That looks great. And of course, the ankles pivot and tilt. Look at that. And there's this great armor on that shin guard, boot, whatever. Same thing here, but this one does not have the gold armor. But wow, just such a great looking figure. And look, this is how tall she is. I'm gonna stand her right next to Cap, and you'll see. Next to Cap. Amazing, right? Look. That's how tall she is. So that's how tall she was in the movie, so that's how tall she is here. So let's get her with her staff. Since this hand is open, obviously we're going to put it in this one. How do we want to pose it? Do we want to have her like kind of getting ready to attack, use it? Look at that. Wouldn't that be awesome? That's an incredible pose right there. Look at that. Getting ready to, or maybe we can have her kind of holding it like that. What do you say? Let's turn that this way, as if she's about getting ready to stab someone with it. Wouldn't that be awesome? She threw it at Cap, so that would make a lot of sense. So let's put her just like that. So, what are your thoughts? And let's put her over here on the side. That would look incredibly amazing, right? Because they're so tall, obviously, I'll put our black order over there on the side. Yeah, let's move on to our next figure. And our next figure is actually our Build-A-Figure Thanos. And let me tell you, he looks absolutely outstanding. You know, his color is off, but we just talked about that. How this was made based on the concept art before the movie came out. Otherwise, he'd be this sort of purple that we're about to show in a little bit, as opposed to a richer, darker blue overall. So this figure I was absolutely in love with, and could not wait to get my hands on all the pieces. Now that being said, the 10 years one is tons better, but that's because they had more time to think about it and the movie was already out for a little bit. So for this figure, we have not gold here, but more of like this nickel type color. But overall, this is the basis and looks very good. So here's this face. Look at this. Great head sculpt. Absolutely outstanding. We can just sand this down, which I didn't get around to doing yet, because it's just where the head comes together from the plastic piece in the mold. His head moves this far back and this far forward. Look at that. So that actually looks really cool. Look at that. Doesn't that look amazing? I'm really digging that. And he's always looking down at everyone, so that would look great. So look at his arms here. Well, first of all, he does have a decent ab crunch. Look at that. His arms have absolutely smooth articulation. Look at that. And nice and tight, and they move. This clicks a little bit. He moves in the high part of his bicep. Another thing is he doesn't even come in 90 degrees from his arm because it's such a heavy duty joint. He only has closed fists. He does not have any swappable parts. So I'll just keep that in mind. So we'll start bringing that pose down. It's almost a mirror image, except this one has permanently the Infinity Gauntlet. And let me tell you, this Infinity Gauntlet is absolutely gorgeous. Look how great that looks. Got all the stones on it. And look at the color and the fact that you can actually pose it in. Look at that. And out is absolutely amazing, and it turns. So we can bring this in right here. Let's bring him like that. And let me tell you, look at this. This texture is awesome. Got this going from his little like coat or man skirt or whatever. Look at that. Bring that down. And it's soft plastic. So he does turn at the waist, which is something that the Armor Thanos doesn't do, which was obviously many people's gripes. And yeah, his hip joints are a little you know, not as tight as we would have liked. He does move in the high part of the thigh. And look, these are slightly two different colors from the Build-A-Figure. He's got a double jointed knee, but it's ridiculously heavy duty. And it's hard to move the top part. You have to really reinforce it. Look at that. But Thanos doesn't necessarily need this ridiculously dynamic pose either. So just throwing that out there, especially not in Infinity War. Maybe in Endgame when there's a lot more moving and battling. But nonetheless, what a great towering figure. He looks absolutely awesome. And so, yeah, let's, how does that look? I think it looks great. Look at that. Look at these boots. Looks outstanding. Look at his pants right here. Look at his like knee guards or whatever that is. So it's just part of his boots. And the whole time I knew Thanos, he only wanted to do one thing. Look at that. Wipe out half the universe. So we'll put him right next to Proxima Midnight. And how does that look? It looks absolutely outstanding. We're going to take a closer look just to see. Look at that. Josh Brolin. Great job. So, okay. Let's move on. Man, we've only done 5 and those figures are so epic. I'm sure you'll agree. Alright, let's move on. Okay, so here we have Thor. And let me tell you, this is Stormbreaker Thor, not the Weapon Quest before Stormbreaker Thor. because he has both his eyes. So this Thor is absolutely outstanding. He has his cape as well. This beautiful package. Look at how gorgeous Stormbreaker looks. This is from Wave 2, Cull Obsidian Build-A-Figure. Look at this outstanding art here. Doesn't that look absolutely amazing? This is from when Hela scratched them right here from Thor Ragnarok. But not a mirror image. Look at that. The same one twice. And look at this awesome pose right here. Now this wave has Thor and Black Widow, and it has Ant-Man and Marvel's Wasp, because these were from Ant-Man and Wasp, and that movie was around the time that one was coming out, because this was well after Infinity War had come out. And we have some comic book characters right there that have nothing to do with Infinity War or Ant-Man and the Wasp. And then we have Cull Obsidian. Doesn't he look absolutely amazing? And yeah, and he's huge. So let's get this open. Let's take a look at what it says for Thor back here. It says, when the state of the universe is thrown into chaos, Thor sets out to protect Earth and beyond. And look at the cool fog, but then this lightning coming down here. Absolutely outstanding. So let's get him out. Let's get him open. Let's take a look. Take a little look-see. What do you say? Wow. Let's take a look at the Stormbreaker. And this Stormbreaker comes with this removable little blue lightning right here. It looks really cool. It's see-through and kind of just spirals around Stormbreaker. Look at that. So it can look really cool. So that's awesome. I really dig that. Look at that. And look how gorgeous Stormbreaker looks. Looks just like the movie. Call her Stormbreaker. That's a bit much. Wow, isn't that amazing? There's Groot's piece of Groot's arm. Alright, so let's push him out of here. And we're gonna push the cape through so we don't have any problems. And because the hole is smaller than the cape outstretched, we're gonna kind of fold it in like that to show you how I got that bad boy out of there. Okay, so no additional accessories, but I mean Stormbreaker is the ultimate accessory. So, you know, the head sculpt doesn't look as much like, you know, Chris Hemsworth maybe was would have liked, but it does look really cool. There's a Thor Ragnarok little shaves in, and there's beard, and yeah, you can't really tell if this is supposed to be the blue eye and the brown eye, which it is, but you can't really tell. The one that Rocket gave him, so that's super awesome. Look at the detail on his suit. Doesn't that look amazing? Some great mobility here. Look at that. Let's see how far the head goes forward. It goes really far forward. Look at that. And that looks more like Chris Hemsworth there. And really far back. So there's just some great head articulation. And look, this is cool. It actually tilts both ways and then of course turns. So let's take a look here. It moves in the high part of the bicep. It has double joints. And look, man, look how far in that arm comes because of the double joint. That's really awesome. Look at the detail on his arms. The wrist easily pivot and move. Look at that. Absolutely outstanding. The fingers are a little softer than you would think. Look at the great detail on his suit. And this is a softer plastic. Look at that. Pretty soft. He does not move at the waist, but instead he moves right here on the rib cage. So we can have him posing. Look at that. So looks really cool. Look at this beautiful suit. Look at his pants. And so we got good mobility here at the thighs. We have double joints in the legs. Look at that. Look at his boots. Guess I didn't really pay attention, even though his outfit looked cool. I never really paid attention to what his boots look like. And I love this like kind of marbled effect right there. That looks awesome. And yeah, look, his feet move really well. Let's see. Kind of worn looking marbled look. And let's give him Stormbreaker. How do we want him to hold Stormbreaker? Let's put this arm like this. Let's turn his legs out. And let's put Stormbreaker right over here. And because the fingers are soft, we're gonna have to kind of push them out. So let's see. Do we want to put him on a stand so it looks like he's flying? Maybe. Look how great that already looks. He's about ready to go for the head. So doesn't that look absolutely just amazing? I think so. So we'll pose him like this. There we go. The feet weren't cooperating with me for a second. And we just want him just standing strong. Look at that. So, great job, Thor. This is definitely one of my favorite figures from the whole Infinity War set from Marvel Avengers. Look at that. Maybe that's even better. So that looks absolutely outstanding. Look at this. Yeah, buddy. All right. So let's set him aside. Where do we want him? Do we want him up here with our amazing heroes? Look at that. Uh-oh. Ooh, got a casualty. Proxima Midnight started falling off. How can we still have her posed good? Sorry guys, lost a little bit of... There we go. Alright, so that looks way better. We'll just do that and we'll move them later. Alright guys, awesome. Let's keep going. This is so fun. Okay, next we have Natasha Romanoff. Look at this. Black Widow. Nat. Looks absolutely outstanding. And this one came with the... Well, first of all, Thor came with one, which is... Looks like it's the arm here, right? Well, let's see. No, it was the torso. I'm so sorry. The one's pointing here, not at his bicep, but his torso. That's why I look at this. Is what she came with. I'm confusing everyone. Number 2, she came with this. That's the torso. Number 1 is what he came with. Okay, so, and then 5 is that. Now I'm back on track. So 5 is this arm plus that. Sorry guys, didn't mean to confuse everyone. So from these 3 figures, we're already on Black Widow. And look at this box. It's absolutely great. Obviously, that's definitely Scarlett Johansson. And then not a mirror image, but the same picture. So that looks really cool. Beautiful package. And this figure looks a lot like her. Cull Obsidian, build a figure. And look at this awesome pose back here. So let's see what it says. It says, an agent of espionage and expert in hand-to-hand combat. Black Widow is trained to take out an enemy of justice. Take out any enemy of justice. Absolutely. So, wow, looks so great. HASBRO.com/Marvel. Okay, let's not waiting longer. Let's get her out of here. Boom. And look how absolutely outstanding she looks. And so, with Cap's hand, we also have these tasers in there too. So I'll have to go get those, but just take my word for it. They're amazing. Look, here's her closed fists. Those we can swap out. I prefer not to have the closed wrist because I want her hands open to hold those battle baton deals. So let's take a look. Look at the great color of the hair. Look at the great color of the... Looks like I have some artifacts here. What's going on there? Let's scratch those off. So nonetheless, otherwise it looks really good. Look at that. Look at this awesome jacket. Looks so detailed. And then let me see, is this belt loose? It is loose. Interesting, because it's attached here and glued there, but loose everywhere else. Interesting. See that? So she moves at the waist and kind of pivots and tilts there at the waist. Look at that. The arms move very well to shoulders. Look at that. Very well. And elbows come more than 90-degree angles in. That's awesome for having a single joint. And the wrists move all the way around and back and forth. And look, she has such great detail here. Remember those? And they light up blue and poof, start shocking everyone. So that's awesome. So look at this. Great articulate. It's basically a mirror image on this side, basically. And look at the great detail just everywhere. And then I didn't even realize, but we could put those stun gun things here that go right here. So So it's my fault because I didn't put them back in here, so I can't show that they go there, but take my word for it. So the high part of the thigh moves, but mind you, it's going to be moving that because it's attached. It's nice and tight joints right here at the thighs, at the hips, and look, it's even got a little detail on the belt. That zipper looks so amazing, just the zipper part. All right, so we got double joints at the legs, on the knees, I'm sorry, and then I didn't even notice that. Look at her shoes, boots deal. It's got a big old wedge going there, platform, whatever. And yeah, we got some absolutely great mobility there on the ankles, and look, the head moves very well, and a lot forward and a lot back. And look, she has almost a bandit collar. So how do we want to do this? Look at the texture on the outfit. It looks awesome. Let's get this out of here. We'll leave that in there. And what we can do is we can pull these apart, put them together. It's kind of a square peg, see? Doesn't really matter as far as how you put it in there. And they're a little bit warped from being put in there in the plastic, but anyway, they still look great. So we can do them individually or together as a bow staff. So why don't we do them individually and put this one right here, and yeah. So how do we want this? Look at that. That looks amazing. So we'll just spread her legs like this, her feet to have a really good stance. Just, yeah, something that simple. Look how great that looks. Simple yet very efficient. Very. So, alright, let's see. Where do we want to have her? We want to have her here? Maybe, right? Look how great that looks. Alright, let's go ahead and move on. So from that wave, we have Cull Obsidian. And look how crazy he looks. He actually looks like a huge, muscular cockroach. Look at the detail on his face. Wow, look at that. You know, those tusks or horns or whatever. Just great detail. Absolutely wonderful head articulation. Look at his ears. Head moves up well, down well. Look at that. And so that looks absolutely great. Look at the detail. This is attached here, and you can pull it out, but there's really no need to because you want it there. He moves at the high part of the bicep. But look at this. He's like got this coming out here. It's got such amazing detail of horns and scales or fur or whatever that is, right? And so the shoulder does go all the way around. Basically looks like this, but except it has that on top of it. And it clicks like that. This awesome paint detail, two-tone paint, so that looks awesome. It's not here, but there and here. They have really heavy-duty elbow joint, so it doesn't come any further in than that. But nonetheless, looks great. Look at these huge hands and heavy-duty joints. Goes back and forth. Look at these claws. Isn't that awesome? Detail there. You know what'd be really cool is if it had an arm to switch out for when he got his arm chopped off by Doctor Strange. Wouldn't that be awesome? So look at how he can hold this huge weapon. So it doesn't look exactly like what they look like in the movie, but I'm sure once again concept art, but still this huge just smashing object, and he would need like a chain with it, right? So that looks really cool. And we'll bring this down right here. And yeah, so he moves right here underneath the rib cage, and he crunches pretty far back and forward. He also moves at the waist. Look at that. And then this part is loose. It's soft plastic made to look kind of like metal, but it's really cool. And then the legs, they have just really tight joints and mobility. It looks kind of like a big lizard, a dinosaur almost. And look at the gear that he has on his knees and his shins. Look at that. Just such great detail. Look at that. Isn't that amazing? And look at his feet. Wow. So those pivot really well. Look at that. And they make for great, they give him a great ability to stand. Just want him just towering over everyone. Look at that. So maybe we can just get his feet going well. Look at that. What do you think? Let's see how he looks over here behind Thanos. And Proxima Midnight. We might have to give him some room. Definitely have to give him some room. Ooh, man, knocking everybody over now. So we'll do that. Have him just like so. Have Thanos just like so. And then we'll get our Proxima Midnight. Really wanting to throw that bad boy there. So, yeah. We'll fix everybody up at the end. I just don't want her falling over the entire time we're doing our review, but look at that. So I think that looks absolutely amazing. Alright, look at all the figures we have already out here. And don't they look awesome? Alright. So. Alright, so let's move on. So now we have Black Panther T'Challa with the charged suit. Now this is actually from the M'Baku Build-A-Figure set from Black Panther, and was all Black Panther Wave 2 except, you know, well, this one for sure, obviously, because this one was labeled Avengers Infinity War. And look at this beautiful artwork. And this is artwork instead of the action figure, but still looks absolutely cool. Looks so great. And if you'll notice, there's Black Panther, which is basically the Civil War one repackaged as a Black Panther, and then this one is Black Panther as Infinity War for the movie. So all these are from Black Panther movie. So is this one technically, but this one's packaged as Infinity War, and this one came with the right arm of M'Baku. And M'Baku also came out in Infinity War. So I mean, I guess technically I could put him in here also with these figures, just like I did the other Thanos Build-A-Figure. So, you know what? Why don't we go ahead and do that? I'll go ahead and do that in a minute. But nonetheless, let's take a look at this. So, this one, Black Panther, look at this beautiful artwork. And this says, with the safety of Earth threatened by the powerful Titan Thanos, Black Panther joins forces with the Avengers to protect the world from certain destruction. Just a gorgeous looking action figure. And this set was awesome. Look at those figures. Tactical Killmonger. Anyway, let's get him out of here and let's see what sort of accessories he has. So he has a swappable head, which debatable how closely it looks like him. We do have some closed fists, which I'm always happy to get additional heads and fists, so I'm so glad about that. And let's just push our figure out. Once again, this one and the other one in the set that are Black Panther, they're basically the same figure, because this one has the paint application for the charged suit. So it looks really cool. Look, his fingers are a little softer than you would imagine. Look at this beautiful artwork here. And wow, it just looks so great. See how far back the head moves. Extremely far back. I absolutely adore that. Extremely far down, look at that. And then turns like this. Wow, that's cool. Pivots and turns. So that's outstanding. And then he's got this extra butterfly joint, so he can do really awesome Black Panther stuff. Look at that. So that is absolutely incredible. Look at that. So he's a little looser than I would have liked. Look at that. But nonetheless, he stays for the most part. Turns right here at the waist. Moves in the upper part of the bicep. Does have double joints that come in pretty good on the elbow. You know, closer to, you know, coming in from 45 past 90. And then just some great claw action here. And some great articulation on the wrist. The legs are nice and tight right here at the hips. And then move really well on the high part of the thigh. Double joints on the legs, which we absolutely need on the knees. Does not turn here, but it does turn really well here on, right here is Black Panther feet. So this is a great looking figure. Look at that. Doesn't that look amazing? So we can bring this further up. Look at that. And let's get him like real low to the earth. Let's have him creeping closer. And that looks absolutely amazing. Look at that. So maybe we can turn this just a little bit. Nah. There we go. Okay, where are we gonna put him? I guess we can just keep lining them up here, I guess. So yeah, let's just turn the head just a little bit. And we'll have him like this. That looks absolutely great. Okay, so we'll move on. And you know what? Let me put him this way so we can have him not obstructed. So, all right, let's move on next. So here we have Ebony Maw, and this is from the most recent set. It says Avengers Infinity War, but it had a couple of figures. Well, I guess technically 4 total figures from Avengers Endgame. So that was absolutely amazing. And he looks just like the figure, the character from the movie. Look at this awesome artwork here. Isn't that awesome? And he's super tall like Proxima Midnight. And this is from the Build-A-Figure Thanos. Again, this is the Battle Armor Thanos. And let's get this guy on out of here. Just to let you know, like the first Avengers Infinity War set, it had Captain America. That one had Iron Man, so it has Captain America with no Build-A-Figure piece to come out before everyone else. This one has Ronan, aka Hawkeye. It never actually says Ronan in the movie, if you notice. So and it never really says referring to him as Hawkeye either. So they just Clint Barton always. So 1, it comes with this arm. Ebony Maw 2 comes with this leg. Let's see what it says here. This is such an awesome looking figure. It says, Ebony Maw, the dangerous assassin Ebony Maw puts his powers of persuasion to sinister use in service of the evil Thanos. Wow, let's get him on out of here. Let's not wait another minute. And beautiful packaging, look at that, A. Avengers. Let's get him on out of here. Yep, put the box away neatly because, yep, I don't want anything happening to them. So anyway, it's absolutely great. And let me tell you guys, we saw this movie twice already, and I would love to see it like 1,000 more times. Infinity War and Endgame. So, look how tall and long he is. He looks absolutely incredible. And let's take a look at this face sculpt. And if you remember in Infinity War, Iron Man was like, "Get lost, Squidward. Earth is closed." So look at that. Let's see how far what sort of head articulation he has. Wow, it's actually pretty good. His little hair. Oh no, it still moves it back pretty well. Let's say the hair is obstructing it, but it does still move really well. Look at that. So you can talk about Doctor Strange boring him. Look how great his paint application looks. Look at that. He moves by the rib cage and tilts, and that's where he does his ab crunching and so on. Look at that. He does not move at the waist, and look, his shoulders move nice and tight. The thing is, this looks like a really thin joint on the above the bicep, so don't just push that, because look, it looks like it's gonna pop off. So support it. There we go. We have double joint right here on the elbow, which is great because look, it helps bring the hands really close to the body and the face, so he can do poses much like the movie. Look at all those rings. We might want to clean that up later. And then same thing, look at the great texture. Basically a mirror image except the hand. Look at this. So let's have him. There we are. Alright, that looks great. And look, this is extremely soft plastic. Look at that. So it moves on the hip, high part of the thigh. We have a ridiculously heavy duty double jointed knee, but I love the sculpt for the pants and the texture. Look at that. And the boots, and does not move in the boots other than right here on the ankle. But once again, another extremely tall figure, and he does not need super dynamic poses. He just needs spell casting poses. Look at that. So yeah, let's put him over here with the Black Order and Thanos. And yeah, hopefully he doesn't fall, but absolutely great. Look at that. Okay, what do you say we move on? Okay, and because we just did the Ebony Maw that was labeled Infinity War, but he also comes out in Endgame, let's go ahead and show you the Build-A-Figure Thanos that's in his set. So if you've already seen Endgame, you'll know how amazing this movie is. This figure looks absolutely gorgeous, and look at the beautiful paint job. I don't know why I'm going in and out of focus, sorry guys. It's beautiful paint. Look at the purple, looks just like what we saw in the movies. Look at his helmet, and it looks just like the beginning of Infinity War. So let me take this, sorry guys, autofocus off. Let's remove that. Sorry. Hopefully, well, I left it on, but hopefully I can adjusted it already. So he's got a good ab crunch. He's got great paint. Look at this. Look at his armor. And because of this, obviously his arm can't go all the way in and around. But, ooh, look, Ebony Maw can wait to get part of the action. Wrist moves. This one moves up and down, so that's interesting, while this one moves in and out. And this is very, very similar to the other Infinity Gauntlet, except it's darker. Notice. See? Great facial expression. Great paint job. There's no turning at the waist, so that's a bummer, because we'd love to turn him, but nonetheless, this is still amazing. Heavy duty joints at the knees, and his foot doesn't pivot, but it turns and goes back and forth. That's interesting. It's a little looser at the hips than you would have thought or imagined. This is soft plastic, little man skirt, tech man skirt, and look how awesome this looks. So it's absolutely amazing. You can turn the head, really great articulation there, all the way down. Look at that. And he comes with that big infinity blade, which this was based on concept art, so it doesn't look as much like the movie now that we've seen it when the movies come out from when this was released. But still, the reason why we're not going to have it with him in this review is because he didn't have it in Infinity War. So, yep, and look how just absolutely bonkers this figure looks. It looks absolutely great. So, look at that. Let's put this arm down. And yep, let's just put this guy right over here, I guess. And then we'll put a Corvus Glaive over there. So that looks amazing. Love where this looks. Let's take a closer look again. Look at this. Doesn't that look amazing? And then, of course, our Ebony Maw fell over here. So we'll set him up good again. So far, these figures are just looking incredible. Look at that. Okay, now we can move on. Okay, now we're gonna do this 2-pack where we're gonna get into our multiple sets right here. We have 4 of them, and this one is Loki and Corvus Glaive, and this one is the most recent. It was hard to find, and we had to go toy hunting like at midnight to find this bad boy at Walmart. Like a Tesseract, it has Corvus Glaive's his staff right there, that spear staff. And look at this great artwork here. Look at this awesome looking Loki. This awesome looking concept art Corvus Glaive, as opposed to from the movie. And look how great these look. A little window on the top. And yep, let's read what it says right here. It actually says, known for his shifting allegiances, Loki faces evil head-on when he is confronted by the Black Order, a sinister group of Thanos' cohorts that includes the menacing Corvus Glaive. So, this looks absolutely outstanding, doesn't it? Absolutely outstanding. So, yeah, let's get this open. Let's take a look at these action figures. Oops, let me not knock everyone down again. Whoa! Yeah, buddy. We have this that has Loki's cape. So let's pop Loki on out of here. Ooh, there went the Tesseract. Sorry, guys. I'm flying off. But let's take a look at Loki. Loki looks absolutely great. So notice how there's little pegs right there. So we have to pick his hair up and pop that in there. So that's how we get that to stay. I can even get it in there. And then the hair will kind of hold it down. And then same thing here. Pop that in there. Oops. Sorry. I lost where I was because I couldn't see. There's no light. There we go. Alright, cool. So, ooh, why is it coming off? Sorry about that, my friends. Just, there we go. Okay. So, this Loki looks absolutely awesome. I love the colors he is. Obviously, he's already moved on from the Sakaar outfit, but it's essentially almost the same Loki. Look at the detail on the face. Look at the long hair. Look at the hairstyle. Look at this awesome cape. Yeah, buddy. So look, it's a little weak joint right there because it looks kind of bendy, but we have a good clicking shoulder. We have what feels like a little bit of a weak high part of the bicep. We do have double joints right here, but it's loose and weak, like it's about to eat an apple. He does move right here and then back and forth with the wrist. So it looks like both hands could technically hold the Tesseract, and the Tesseract is just a frosted blue cube. It does not have any details on it, just letting you know. Look at his gloves. Look at that. Doesn't that look amazing? Look at the detail on his outfit. He moves pretty good at the hips, tight, super tight on the knees and on the high part of the thigh. And yeah, we have great articulation at the ankle. So does not move on any part of the boot, but just such a great action figure. So what we can do is, I guess he can call experience, and we can offer up the Tesseract by holding it in. Let's see, which hand is better to hold it in. So let's put it in this one. What do you say to that? Oops, popped right on out. Yeah, it's stuck to my hand. There we go. There we go. And let's bring his arm more naturally. Oops, more naturally in. There we go. Let's bring him to a little bit wider stance. Let's bring his arm down. And let's bring his arm out in a more natural pose like that. There we go. Put this right on in here. And there. Tell me that doesn't look great. It's simple. Not overstated. Look at that. Absolutely great. And let's put Loki on the other side. What do you say? Well, you know what? No, let's get him out of the way. and then we'll move him at the end. Okay, so let's look at Corvus Glaive. Corvus Glaive, look at this awesome spear staff. Okay, and he stabbed Vision with it about 1 billion times, and then ultimately died from being stabbed by his own blade that he was trying to kill Vision with. When Vision stabbed him back with the same blade when he was trying to kill Captain America, obviously. So to get this out, we have to push this out and fold this in like that because it doesn't fit. Okay, look at this cool cape. Got this awesome design and texture. I love how it's like feels kind of like brushed right there and worn. It moves pretty well. Doesn't move tremendously stupendous because of this hood right here. Look at the great detail here. The great detail on the face. Look at that. So it does at least turn really well. And even though it's supposed to move up and down really well, you know, we may not need it to. Look how cool this looks. It's permanently attached here. I guess it's not. I thought it was. It's loose, but it really doesn't do us much good as far as it being loose. He turns right here underneath the rib cage, and he still, I believe, turns at the waist anyway. So that's kind of a useless joint, but still. He moves at the shoulders, which doesn't do a whole lot since he's really restricted, but it still moves. High part of the bicep, we got double joints here, which is awesome because look how far in we can bring the hand. And he's only got 3 fingers and a thumb. Never noticed that. Look at that. Look at the awesome detail. We got more detail here in his little man skirt. Look at his belt. Those are they're loose to move on their own. This hip is tighter than this one. It moves in the high part of the thigh. Look at that awesome paint job. Right here, the knees bend really well. And of course, well, the feet are actually a lot looser than I thought. But look at his feet. Those are kind of crazy looking, aren't they? And we're gonna need to have him lean on this cape because it's so big. So let's give him a really menacing pose. Turn him right here. Let's put this in his hand. And let's put it in the other hand too. There we go. How's that? Because I think it looks amazing. There we are. Look at that. Looks absolutely bonkers. So we'll just set him aside. I'll put him over here. And, you know, we just don't have room yet. But we'll make room. So yeah, that's outstanding. We're starting to get crowded over there, but nonetheless, we'll find some room. We'll find some room.
All right, so check this out. We're gonna do this Thor, Rocket, and Groot 3-pack. I believe this was a Toys R Us exclusive, and I can't tell you how excited I am to get this open and show you. But yeah. So this was hard for us to find, and we had to buy it at a comic book shop because Toys R Us was no longer around. So, and then had to pay a higher price, of course. But look how great it looks. Man. So this is Thor, obviously from the beginning of Avengers Infinity War. He still only had one eye. Of course, Rocket, and then there's Teenage Groot, so it's super exciting. Now the interesting part is this one came with the Bifrost sword, which I don't know why that would be packaged with Thor here. Now I get it, like Heimdall did have that sword and he sent the Hulk back to Earth, but Thor didn't use it. So anyway, look at this beautiful packaging. Look at that great picture of Thor. Look at this awesome picture of Rocket, and ooh, I'm knocking figures over here. Let me just move him back. I'm sorry, Rocket and Groot, right? So that looks awesome. Look at this beautiful artwork back here. It just looks absolutely astounding. So look at that. And I love how Thor kept calling Rocket Rabbit, right? That was funny. And Groot was like the spoiled little teenager, right? I am Groot. So Avengers Infinity War, beautiful package. When a blaster-toting raccoon, a teenage tree, and an Asgardian god get together, the journey is sure to be out of this world. All right, let's get this bad boy open. So let's check it out. Let's see what we got here. And I was just so excited to get this set. Let me tell you, you have no idea. And let's take a closer look. Now, first of all, Heimdall's sword, this Bifrost sword. I believe we had a version of it in the Thor Ragnarok Marvel Legends set, right? And it's basically this exact same thing. So interesting, but no Heimdall. And also, Thor didn't use this sword. So anyway, a really cool accessory, but just interesting choice since he didn't hold it in the movie. So let's get Thor out of here. And I loved Thor's story arc in Avengers Infinity War. That was one of my absolute favorite parts of the whole movie. And so look how great he looks. So obviously this was after the events of Ragnarok, where during which Hela just cut him right there in the eye and blinded him on that part. So look at this beautiful head sculpt. Look at this little bit of electricity charging right here through his eye. He's got great hair, great haircut, and look at this beard, great detail, just awesome paint job right there on the head. So here's some little bit of electricity charges right here, and just looks all around awesome. Let's see how far back and forward the head will go. Okay, and the head's nice and stiff. Look at that. That actually looks like him. Look at that. This is a great head sculpt, and the head goes pretty far back considering he's got this collar right here. All right, it clicks really hard. So let's see. The arms and the shoulders move around and clicks nice and hard. So these joints are nice and tough, so that's good. Moves in the high part of the bicep, and the arm comes all the way in with that double joint. It looks absolutely gorgeous. Look at that. Turns at the wrist, moves in and out, but it's a little stiff. I don't want to break the fingers, but that's awesome. Look at that. Look at the great detail on his outfit. Now, interesting, it moves right here by the rib cage, and goes pretty far back and forward, I'll say that. There is no waist. You can't turn at the waist, but you do turn it there. And this is basically a mirror image on this arm. And this wrist moves a lot easier. And look at that. So it looks absolutely outstanding. Look at that. Okay, so it moves right here on the hips. Look at the detail on these pants. And then of course this really heavy duty double jointed knees. So that's awesome. Now the ankle is a little looser than I would have liked, but has absolutely outstanding mobility. And look at the great detail on the pants and the boots. Look at that. Boots and pants and boots and pants. Just absolutely outstanding articulation. Let's see how he looks right here with this Bifrost sword. So let's push that right up through here. And see if we can put this in both of his hands right here. Despite the fact that his fingers are... There we go. Alright, if I can put his hands closer together and stand them up without looking awkward. Look at that. So that looks cool. Like when Heimdall pushes it in there, but I don't necessarily know if I want him holding the sword like this right now. But nonetheless, a cool option. Look at that. So that looks great. And to be honest, since he never uses the sword in Infinity War, I'm not gonna make him hold it here. So I'll just have him kind of like on guard, looking super tough like that, ready to let his electricity charges flow through him. Look at that. Doesn't that look absolutely outstanding? I certainly think so. Great looking Thor figure. And let's compare him to this one right here. Look at that. Almost the same. I definitely like the color of the hair in this one way better. But yeah, they both serve a really awesome purpose. So let's put this Thor right back over here. And let's put this one over here where he's with Loki from the beginning of the movie. Doesn't that look awesome? Look at that. Alright. Let's move on next to Rocket and Groot. So some of these accessories are just kind of more for fun than what they use in the movie. So look at this Rocket. He's kind of just the same Rocket from the Guardians of the Galaxy one we have. His head, I'm trying to see, does it go back and forth or not really? It obviously turns right here. And he's got a little bit of plastic crease right there, which we'll just sand down. It looks pretty good. Now the Guardians of the Galaxy one was better. Does the mouth open? Oh my gosh. I don't know if it's supposed to open. Maybe not. Maybe so. Because it doesn't look like there's a joint. But I'm getting it to open. But I don't want it to crack off. So just throwing that out there. Maybe it's not supposed to open. Look at that. Nonetheless, looks super cool. Tilts right there. His arm has great mobility right here in the shoulder. Moves with a single joint right here on the elbow and on the wrist. So he's a little more delicate because it's thinner plastic, piece of plastic than the other ones, but definitely has great articulation. Look at that. So he moves right here around the chest, midsection. Does not move at the waist, and then the high part of the thigh and the hips right here. Look at that. So you can actually articulate really well. Look, he's got that joint right there on the knee, and his foot turns, but it does not pivot. And then this tail actually has spins right. Ooh, it just pops right out pretty easily. Spins and then moves right here on this joint. So you can use it to help prop him up because his feet are so small. Look at that. So we have a couple guns here. Look at this. This huge one there, and then these little ones here. So which one do we want to give him? We want to give him the big gun or the little ones? Because if we give him the big gun, we're going to have to balance him a lot differently. So let's give him the little ones. But we'll take a look at what the guns look like individually anyway. Okay. So take a look at this. So that looks cool. So he may not officially use these in the movie, but they're definitely good accessories. It definitely would be awesome for any sort of like stop motion that you may do. That's what I love about Marvel Legends, is that you can use these for art, which is really what I like, because you can pose them and just get really good poses for action figures, good for reference, and of course, look at that, they're just great collectibles. But you can also obviously use them for stop motion as well, so there's just so many uses. This Rocket just looks so great, doesn't it? Yeah, look at his suit. It looks awesome. So let's put him right on over here, I guess, right? Look how great that looks. And let's get, oh, well, let me show you the gun. The other gun, but it's a bit cumbersome for him to be holding right there and firing it off, but it looks really cool. I didn't want him just having to hold it like that right now, so I want him using that one. But this is a super cool gun, and anybody can technically hold this. So put that back right there. Put that thing back where it came from, or so help me. And so throw it out. Let's get this little thing he's looking at. I think it's supposed to be like a video game, but it looks more like a rectangular petri dish or something, as opposed to a video game. So here's Groot. Let's see. We have his head, I guess, on a ball joint, really. So it turns and pivots. Look, he's got a little bit of plant life growing out of his head. His arm moves that far back, which isn't a ton back because it ends up hitting right there. But it does move. Same thing here. And wow, it looks like this arm goes a little further back than the other one. It bends right here at the wrist. I'm sorry, at the elbow. And the wrist does move back and forward and around. So that's really cool. It would have been really neat to have had an accessory for Groot to where we can extend the arm with those tree limbs. Look at this. So that would have been really cool. Now obviously it doesn't exist, but maybe I can you know, make my own custom part. He turns and moves right here, his midsection, and then he does have good articulation on the legs. Let's see, his knee has a single joint. Look at that. And his feet, man, they do pivot. Look at that. Side to side and round, and so that looks awesome. And yeah, let's have him standing there. We're not gonna have him using a Heimdall sword. We'll put that away. And I guess we'll have him hold this anyway. Let's turn his hand there. Look at that. He's starting to get concerned because Infinity War is breaking out. Look how great that looks. So we'll just put him right over here. Doesn't that look great? I mean, it looks absolutely awesome. And here's Rocket. So that looks absolutely outstanding. All right, that was 3 new figures to add right here. So let's move on. All right, so I was actually gonna wait to do this one last, but I can't wait anymore. Look how incredible this Marvel Studios first 10 years looks. It has this amazing Thanos in there, which we can't see because the light isn't going in there. This amazing Iron Man with a light up arc reactor, and this amazing Doctor Strange. Just amazing all the way around. That's what basically that A looks like it should stand for. And beautiful package. It's hard to show you all right here because I already have these figures. You know what? Let me just move our camera if you can see. So it's got this beautiful package right here. Look at that. And it makes one big picture, obviously, when you put it up against the other ones. And let's read what it says right here. It says, Avengers Infinity War. A threat has emerged from the cosmos as Thanos, a ruthless warrior, plans to collect all of the Infinity Stones. Joined by his formidable allies, he will be near unstoppable at achieving his goal. The Avengers, the Guardians of the Galaxy, Doctor Strange, and Spider-Man must join forces and fight side by side to stop Thanos while the fate of the Earth and the universe lays in the balance. Wow. Isn't that amazing? So, yeah, just right from the get-go where it says, a threat has emerged from the cosmos as Thanos. Yeah, you knew it was going to be epic. So, let's see what the back says. Right here, it says, and this is the Mark 50. That's what the L means because it is Roman numeral. But look how absolutely amazing this looks. So, right here, Iron Man, Mark 50. After being an integral part of the Avengers team from the start, Tony Stark finds himself divided from Earth's mightiest heroes. But now, faced with an imminent deadly threat unlike any he has ever encountered, Stark will be forced to call upon some familiar faces and battle alongside some new allies. Yep, we're gonna get that open in just a moment. Look at this amazing Thanos. The Avengers are brought face to face with the cunning, intelligent, and fierce warlord Thanos, a ruthless cosmic threat consumed with saving the universe from itself. To stop him, the Avengers must join forces to bring down this villain who will stop at nothing to collect the 6 Infinity Stones. And last but not least, this great Doctor Strange right here. As Dr. Stephen Strange gets accustomed to his new role as a guardian of the Sanctum Sanctorum and sworn protector of the Eye of Agamotto, this master of the mystic arts will soon discover how much further his universe will expand when the cosmos are in jeopardy. Let's get this bad boy open. So yeah, look, it's still glowing. So you know what, this time let's start with Doctor Strange on the right side. Push him right through. Oh look, there we are. There's cloak of levitation came off right out there. And look, there's extra hand accessory to hold stuff, which we'll probably get in a second. And then right here, he's using his mystical powers right there. So let's take a look at this Dr. Stephen Strange, and it looks great. Definitely has a strong resemblance to Benedict Cumberbatch. Even has his little hair floating. Remember when Iron Man was like, "Hey Doc, you wouldn't happen to be moving your hair like that right now, would you?" Like, no, not at the moment. So here's the Eye of Agamotto. That's really cool. So like in Endgame, when you're like, well, why did she take the stone out of there instead of just giving Bruce the Eye of Agamotto? That's because there's a spell that needs to be done to open this, and Bruce wouldn't be able to obviously open it without the spell, so that's why she gave him the stone without it. So that makes good sense as far as movie magic goes. So absolutely outstanding detail on this head, and so moves really well, articulates well. Look at that. And let's see, we got good solid movement on the shoulders. That looks great. It's super stiff too, and it moves all the way up here in the high part, like by the shoulders to turn. Let's see, we do have double joints at the elbows, so that's great. Look at this great detail, and look at sculpt. So the hand moves really well. Look at that. I was like, does he have the scars on there? It looks like not. And then he bends there, but then this is going to start to hit, so you can only bring this in so much. And this is, you know, obviously what it looks like when he's using the time stone, the Eye of Agamotto. Look at that. Looks absolutely outstanding. And then he's like turning time back and forth. So that looks absolutely outstanding. And look at his outfit. And let's see, does he turn? He does turn at the waist, so that's awesome. And then he pivots right there and tilts. Look at his pant legs have double jointed legs, nice and thick leg right there. I'm sorry, joint, and moves right here at the boot, so it'll be easy to turn because this kind of restricts the movement right here. So you can't really move his legs too far out, but looks absolutely great. Look at that. And so this part, this peg goes right here. So you just do this, and then put this over his shoulder. Look at that. And voila, you have the cloak of levitation. Look how great that looks, right? Doesn't that look absolutely amazing? Wow, I didn't even realize it has like this only on one side or whatever. So there we are. It looks absolutely outstanding. It's a little warped just because it's softer and it's been in that plastic case for a while. So look at that. Let's give him a nice little stance, spreading his legs right there, and look how great that looks. Look amazing. So kid, that's the wizard, go get him. Remember that? So let's move our Black Widow over, let's move our Spider-Man over, and let's put our Doctor Strange right over here. There we are. Of course I don't want him to fall forward, so let's let him lean back just a little bit more. Boom! So that looks absolutely outstanding. Absolutely outstanding. Let's move this Captain America just a smidge. Yep, we're starting to get real crowded over here with all these great characters. Okay, so let's move on. Let's move on to this outstanding Iron Man. So it's almost the same one as that one. Almost. But obviously there's a difference because it has an LED light in his chest. And he does not move right here, so he doesn't turn. So that obviously, for articulation wise, makes it not as cool as the other one. But obviously the light is a unique feature. You press this button right here, look at that. So that looks really cool. And this is the switch to turn it on and off. And for how long, for how long it lasts, look at that. So isn't that cool? Look at that. So otherwise, so anyway, that's really cool. And so if you notice, the joints, everything is very similar. because it's almost the exact same body. Almost. We do have the arms that come back like that. Look at this beautiful head sculpt. The head goes back pretty far and pretty far down, and then he does this. So that's really cool. So there's not a whole lot new here, and much like the other one, for whatever reason, we can't get the arm to go fully straight. Look at that. So I pull it fully straight and then it starts to go back. And it's because it hits here. So just keep that in mind. So if you want a straight arm to be able to shoot out like that, you're gonna have to turn it sideways. See? But that's the way I found the workaround. So same thing here. Look at that. So we'll do that there. And then of course, it's probably the exact same legs right here. Same paint job and everything. Double joints, and this is just a really well built figure. The joints are nice and tight and stiff, but still you can move them to get the pose that you want. Look how great that looks. Let's just give him a standing power stance like that. Stand down, and look at this awesome replaceable hands. And we have these once again to show his repulsor blasts. Oh no, I didn't realize it was two pieces. Look at that. So cool. So just push that back in. And let's put it right there. Just insert that right there in the hand. Right here. So I would have loved for there to have been some sort of like nanotech to show Tony Stark using. Obviously there's not, but nonetheless I would have loved that. So look at this great stance right here. Now it's almost the same as the other one, but standing up and more like that. But what we can also do is we can also have him using this to fly. See? So that's something else we can do. So maybe we'll do that for this moment right now. Let's bring his arms further in, and we can bring his legs closer together. So, and you know what? We can get a stand. Where's it? Let's get a stand. I just brought him over here. What did I do with him? So our action figure stands, which are really outstanding, actually. Outstanding. The problem is I just can't find them. What did I do with them, guys? Sorry. All right. Well, I'll find them in just a moment. I don't want to waste our time looking for that, because I can just come back to it. So for now, we'll have our Iron Man looking amazing like this, and we'll put him. Let's see if I can get him to stand first of all, just on his own like that. There we are. Okay. So, perfect. Look at that. It's absolutely amazing. Now, moving on to the big fella. And look at these two head sculpts. Both of them look outstanding. So this is basically the one that they copied for the new Thanos over there, except they put a helmet on him. Go look, see? Watch, look. And this other one does not look like this one over here, because this one's kind of smiling-ish, but this one's just kind of grumpy. But they both look great, but this is my favorite one. So let's get him out of here. Oh, and I know I didn't show you the portal that's being opened here by the, you know, with the sling ring or whatever. But this is how great it looks. Look at that. Doesn't it look amazing? His spell casting right there. So you can actually put that for Doctor Strange right here. Look how great that looks. Just throwing that out there. That looks really amazing. And he'll hold it with this hand. Just insert it right there, like Cap shield. Okay. So I'm gonna put that back for now. And let's take a look at this amazing Thanos. So, first of all, the head sculpt is phenomenal. Phenomenal. This is the best head sculpt out of all of them. Look at this. So, got a little bit of stain right there, but we can get that buffed out. But look at the detail on this face. The detail, look how the size of it compared to my thumbnail. Literally. So, let's see how far back the head goes. Really far back. really far forward. Look at that. And then tilt and pivots really well. It's just a gorgeous head sculpt. I can't get over that. Look at that. And then look at the detail that it now has on his outfit. Wow, look how great that looks. It's textured, so it's very similar to the other figure, but just better paint job all around. So I'm going to show you. Although I did love this figure, first of all, the paint is way better, the color is way better, and then you can actually switch out the fists if you're going to do like stop motion or whatever. You just pop this part off and put it here, so that we can have a closed fist if you want and interchange them. So that's outstanding. And everything is different color. From the pants, the gold, the boots. I mean, it's slightly different, but it is different. Look at that. But overall, the sculpt is essentially the same. But just look how absolutely gorgeous this figure looks. Oh man, I didn't mean to pop the arm right out of the shoulder. Let me apply it. Press. There we go. So it's nice and tight movement. Look at that. And moves right here above the bicep. Has a single heavy duty joint for the elbow, but doesn't come quite 90-degree angle. Same thing for this one. Now I wish we had a hand that was open, not just a fist on these, but you know, whatever. I wonder if we can use a hand from the other one. We'll take a look in a second. But man, does this Thanos look absolutely outstanding. Look, he crunches right here at the abs, and he goes back, and then he turns at the waist, which is obviously what our endgame Thanos could not do, could not turn at the waist. And then of course we got some great articulation right here with the legs. This moves independently. Obviously you may not necessarily be excited about that, and so it moves the high part of the thigh. Has double joints right here on the knees, and there's a big heavy duty joint. Look at that. Now Thanos doesn't need to obviously have big dynamic poses. He's just so towering in how he stands and just intimidating that way. But obviously he does have some pretty good mobility for being so big. So this part moves a lot easier than this top part. So just throwing that out there. So let me bring his legs back together like that. I'm saying, look at this gorgeous Infinity Gauntlet. And the fact that it's open, you could definitely do it like as if he's about to do the snap. Look at that. So if we bring this other one here, we could probably switch out these hands if we wanted to. Yep. So watch. Oops. So look at that. We could switch this out to have an open hand. If we wanted to, look at that. So, and we can have him probably using this to choke Loki or whatever. But just showing you, having these technically 3 Thanos is a great way to interchange parts for whether it's stop motion or just displaying or whatever. Otherwise, it would have been a waste of parts. So let's put this right here. If you don't know what that reference was, then watch Infinity War. Okay, so let's put them back over here. This bad boy right here. And this Thanos right here. Let's see what he looks like if we bring this Loki over. Look at this. Because he chokes him with the Infinity Gauntlet. So that looks absolutely amazing. So yep, let's put Loki right back over here. We may as well put this amazing Thanos in the back over here. So we'll put this one here. And we'll put this one right here in front. So that doesn't look amazing, right? They're both, look at their Infinity Gauntlets. Look at that. Man, This is an amazing cast of figures. All right, and we still have 4 more. So let's move on. Okay, next we have Scarlet Witch. So we have Wanda here, and we have Vision. Again, another Toys R Us exclusive. This one was also hard for us to find. We had to get it online. Of course, all the prices were jacked up because there was no more Toys R Us. And at first you don't even notice his cape back there because it blends in, but look how gorgeous these 2 figures look. They look absolutely amazing. And so look at this beautiful artwork, right? Look at that. Look at Vision here. Oh man, I'm knocking everybody over. Sorry about that. Getting a little overzealous. And then what did he say when he fell? He said, of course, I am Groot. So that looks outstanding. And let's take a look at this beautiful package right here. And let's see what it says. Look at this awesome art right here of an action shot of the action figures. So, both empowered by the Mind Stone, Vision and Scarlet Witch are powerful forces in the throes of battle. Absolutely. And so both of these figures are incredibly powerful. I'm sorry, these characters are incredibly powerful. We've seen Vision, if it weren't for the fact that he had already been stabbed, Corvus Glaive, he would have been able to do a lot more stuff. But anyway, he was mortally wounded from the get-go, and that was because he was just too powerful. Obviously, it makes for a better story. Otherwise, Vision probably would have been able to stop everyone right away. And then Scarlet Witch, in the end game, man, she almost kills Thanos by herself. She starts ripping and destroying his armor, and she's like basically doing this to him with her powers until he finally rains down the missiles on the battlefield and killing whoever is in their way, so that and that's the only thing that stops him from being killed right there. But anyway, yeah, she's definitely super powerful. And look how great this looks. Two of our favorite characters, not our absolute favorite. They are super awesome. She's absolutely, you know, one of our favorites, one of Gigi's favorites for sure, Captain Marvel and Scarlet Witch. And Vision was super cool. I just wish we could have seen him do so much more. Now in in Civil War, we were able to see him do some stuff, but still, we never really got to see a whole lot of Vision just do a bunch of great Vision stuff. So hopefully we'll be able to see that when the new series comes out, WandaVision. That would be absolutely amazing. Now, first of all, this action figure is ridiculous. Look how awesome it looks. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Head sculpt, everything. Just gorgeous action figure. The coat, she moves right here. The rib cage, look at that. And great detail, look at the face. Absolutely amazing. So this hair is just soft enough to be able to turn, and now it looks like it's blowing in the wind. Look at that. So the head does move pretty good, but this hair, even though it's soft, it still pushes back, so it won't be able to hold the head being articulated too far back. Look at that. So the shoulders move really well, really smooth and fluid. We have this single joint right here that comes into almost 90 degrees right there. Look at this spell casting hands. So that looks absolutely outstanding, or she can use her telekinesis, right? So that looks awesome. The coat looks awesome. And so very reminiscent of Jean Grey from, I guess, X3, right? We got good mobility on the legs. Let's see. Great paint detail, great colors. We got double joints to the knees. Now, this joint doesn't feel as strong as some of the other ones we've seen, but definitely great mobility. Look at the knee, feels a lot loose now, just because I posed it like that. Or I'm sorry, check to see the articulation. It loosened up the joint. So just keep that in mind. We got some great mobility right here in her boots, and some great articulation ability. Look at that. Now, the leg joints are a little looser than maybe we would have liked, but nonetheless, just an absolutely outstanding figure. So let's see how we can pose her. And let's get these right here that show her powers going, just really soft plastic. So we just kind of wrap that around. Check this out. So that's all we got to do there. See? There's no real right and wrong way. It just kind of wraps around. So, oops, can get it, there we go. Couldn't get it to open up. And this one is different shape than the other one. Look at that. Doesn't that look awesome? So, just get her doing that. And absolutely great. Look at that. So, where can we put her? Let's move her on over to let's take a look here. Maybe we can put Groot over here where he fits. Now, but we won't be able to see Rocket. Guess we can put Rocket right over here. And we'll move everybody in a little bit, but look how great this Wanda Maximoff looks. Put her right here so we can put Vision right next to her. Look at that. Let's bring Black Panther out just a bit. There we go. And man, are we starting to get really crowded here. So that's outstanding. And look at this awesome looking Vision figure right here. So I'm not going to use any of those fists because he doesn't punch anybody. Vision just too powerful, can use his the Mind Stone. So, yep. So remember, Thanos wouldn't have been able to do the snap without the stone in his head. So let's pull this right on out of here, and we'll just push this on through. Now it doesn't fit directly, so we're gonna have to kind of roll this to come out of the hole right here. There we are. Set that aside. And look how great this Vision looks. Let's zoom in right here. There's great head sculpt. Look at that. There's the Mind Stone right there. Let's see. His head articulation is really good. It's a lot looser than I would have liked, but it still stays when you move it for articulation. This looks like it's supposed to come off, but it doesn't. Look at the texture on his outfit. Look at the boots. So this electric type red, grapefruit, whatever color you want to call it, that's definitely pops out. Look at this green. And let's see how well his arm moves. It snaps and clicks. Moves right here at the high part of the bicep. Look at that. Double joints. Look how awesome that looks. Absolutely outstanding. So, let's see if he does that. And then shoots you with his Mind Stone. There we go. So, absolutely outstanding. Moves right here. It's very interesting how this was obviously Tony Stark and Ultron's vision, right? So we got good articulation here. Moves in the high part of the thigh. These joints are, I will tell you, they're a little looser than I would have liked. Look at that. So we can definitely have him floating like that, right? Look at these boots. Doesn't that look awesome? So we have great articulation there, but we don't need Vision looking like he's an athletic superstar. We need Vision just looking like he's definitely always in control, even when he's not. So that looks absolutely outstanding. Look at this cape. So let me see what I can do to get him flying here. Okay, so check this out. Tell me that doesn't definitely look like Vision, right? Like a great pose that he would do. So that looks awesome. And then this character stand, look at this. We could definitely put Tony Stark just very simply like this. Just pivot this down a little bit, raise it up, and there he is. And his legs a little closer together, and both of these flying. And we can put these in the back somewhere, and they can look absolutely outstanding. So, doesn't that look just so great? And so we'll move them in a little bit so we can have all of our figures posed together. But man, does that look amazing. Okay, obviously we don't want to separate Vision and Wanda too much. And yeah, let's move on to our next figure. So last but not least, we have Winter Soldier and Marvel's Falcon. And they look absolutely outstanding. Look at that. Now, Bucky did have a beard in Avengers Infinity War. So just keep that in mind. Otherwise, he looks just like the movie. I don't know why they didn't give him the guns he was using. They gave him this, which is like a recycled, huge sort of space looking gun. Or at least it's painted so it looks like a space gun. But he definitely didn't use that. But maybe we can give Bucky that, even though that's may or may not be intended for him, because look what the package shows. So look at this awesome art right here. His beard was a little thicker than that in the movie. And there's Falcon. Falcon looks absolutely great. So, and Falcon was holding guns too. So look at this, just so outstanding. And then, you know, I got this right when it first came out from Target, and they only had a bunch of smushed ones up here, and I was afraid I wasn't gonna find it again, so I got it anyway, even though the package was smushed. But whatever. And look at this beautiful pose right here. And let's take a look. So, trained by different armies, but equally prepared to defend their allies from any threat, Winter Soldier and Falcon stand their ground to protect the Earth from otherworldly adversaries. And what's really cool is they're gonna have their own series also on Disney Plus. So there's gonna be WandaVision. There's gonna be Falcon and Winter Soldier. It's gonna be Loki. He's gonna have his own show, and I'm forgetting one, but yeah, that's gonna be really awesome. Let's get these bad boys out of here. There's gonna be a movie coming out for Black Widow. You know, Thor and Asgardians of the Galaxy. That'll be really cool. So, Doctor Strange Part 2. It's just a lot of great Marvel movies that are gonna be coming out in the near future. So look how great these look. So let's just pop these wings out. Absolutely. And let's take a look at Falcon. And something I was just thinking about is I have several of those mecha stands, and I'm like, where are the other ones? Because I'm only thinking of those two right now. Anyway, look at this awesome Falcon. Doesn't he look great? Now, of course, him holding the shield from Captain America's shield would be really awesome. We'll take a look at that in a second. But look at this awesome detail on his suit. Let's see how far back the head moves. It doesn't go that far back. The beautiful head sculpt definitely looks like him. So look at that. Got earpieces in. Shoulders move not too far back, but obviously with the wings anyway, we don't need them to move too far back. They're nice and tight joints, and yeah, move tight right there. Moves in the hard part of the bicep, and then this joint actually feels really like not that strong, so just be careful. Feels kind of weak and yeah, loose. And I mean, guess not loose technically, but I feel like if I pose it too hard, it's actually gonna tear is what it feels like. So just be careful with that. The wrist feels good, moves, looks like he's there to be able to hold a weapon. So we can definitely put guns in his hands. Ab crunch as well, clicks. Moves at the waist, really well, really nice and tight. Look at his suit. So the thighs move pretty good. Moves in the high part of the thigh. I'm sorry, the hips and the thighs right there. The knee joint actually feels really good. Look at that. And look at how great his boots look. So nice and tight on the ankles. That rolls really good. And let's see what we got here. So let's put these on. Okay, let me take a look here. Let me make sure I don't put this on the wrong way. So this goes right over. Does it go this way or the other way? I was trying to remember because I think I put it on wrong the last time. So, okay. Let's see if I put this here. Yeah, no, I think what they told me to do was to put it like this. So, alright guys, let me just pop this on right here. And this on right here. That's what I'm supposed to do. I think I put it on the outside like this last time. And then you guys helped me out and helped made sure to let me know that, hey, you put it on wrong. So then this goes right here. So feel free to correct me if I'm doing something wrong in the comments. That'd be funny if I was doing this wrong again, but whatever. There we go. Look at that. Doesn't that look amazing? Too bad these don't move, but still. If I'm not mistaken, I think these are what he used to kill or stab Corvus Glaive in Endgame, right? Just rolled them in and they came in. So this is an outstanding looking action figure. We're probably going to need that NECA stand to be able to have him flying like this, because we don't want him just standing there, do we? Or maybe we do. Or we'll just have him standing in the back. So let's turn him at the waist right here. Ooh, that turned. Yep, and let's just put this right back on here. So for now, I guess let's put him standing like this in the back. And yeah, I guess let's move some of our figures down. And once again, we'll arrange everyone later. But let's just temporarily arrange some people right now. Let's bring our Tony Stark down here. Let's put Falcon up there. Now we're cooking. So we can put Captain America right here for now. Uh-oh, starting to knock people over. Yep. And there's Wanda. Oh. Alright, let me just move on, because everybody's just going to start falling over. Okay, so let's move on. Let's take a look at Bucky here. There's just so many figures. And because this is a cool accessory, but not for the movie, I'm going to have Bucky use this, even though this was more for Falcon to use when he's flying. Nah. I want him to have guns like he was shooting more in Wakanda forever. So, let's take a look at this Winter Soldier. And he looks absolutely outstanding. Look at this. Other than not having the beard, otherwise he looks great. So, his head sculpt looks pretty good. Sebastian Stan. Yep. See how far? He moves really far forward and pretty far back. Look at that. Oops. Didn't mean to pop the head off. Not what I was looking to do. So they just kind of give him like shading on his chin, on his jaw. Got dark there, but anyway. We have really good mobility on the arms. And turns really well right there on the sleeve. Double joints on the elbow. Outstanding. And then look, it moves up and down here, so that's good, and around. We see that from time to time. Look at this big, strong Wakandan arm. Time for the White Wolf to join the fight, right? Look at that. So that's great. This one moves back and forth instead of up and down like that one, tilting. Moves right here at the waist. Ab crunches forward and back. And then, yep, look at this. Great articulation on the hips, the thighs. Look at the great detail on the legs. Moves right here in the boots and back and forth and around. So that's really outstanding. Look at that. So let's give him this gun, even though obviously it would go great with Falcon. But it gives him something that looks a lot more like what he had in Wakanda. Not the same, but a lot more. It doesn't have a trigger finger on that hand, so I guess we'll put in this one. Even though I wanted, obviously, that hand, the Winter Soldier hand free. So, nonetheless, let's put this like this. Doesn't that look great? So let's get him a really good pose. Let's have him not arching his back too much. And there we are. Doesn't that look great? It looks absolutely outstanding. So this is gonna be everyone. And let's bring Wanda down. Bring her over here. Oops, she's gonna fall. Let's bring Winter Soldier over here. And I'm about to get everyone posed. Look at that. So, geez, look at all these figures. So, I'm gonna get everyone posed, and then, yeah, we'll sign off for now. Hopefully we can get part 1 to be working well, because it wasn't. But nonetheless, absolutely outstanding. God, look how great these look. So guys, give me a second and let me see what sort of, you know, a little bit of composition I can do here. So give me a moment. Okay, well, check this out. Look how amazing these little individual scenes look. Here's Loki and Thor at the beginning of Infinity War. Here's Vision and Wanda trying to fight off Corvus Glaive and Proxima Midnight right here. Right? Here's Rocket and Groot. Here is Iron Spider trying to fight against Thanos, right? Where Thanos is against Doctor Strange and Iron Man. Look at this great pose right here. And then of course I have them two right here. They can only fight, obviously, can't fight them all. But here is Ebony Maw and Cull Obsidian right here. You can just turn around and fight them. Of course, I have the other Thanos over here. Here's Iron Man. You know what? Let's turn him a little bit. That way he's looking to fight this Thanos over here. What do you say to that? And then, of course, here's Thor with Stormbreaker. Here's Captain America, Falcon, Winter Soldier. Here's Nat right here. Here's Black Panther. And yeah, there's just so many figures. Just look so amazing. Look at this. Tell me that doesn't look amazing. So we'll get Thanos an even better pose there. But look how great these figures look. Look at that. Just so outstanding. So guys, if you have not already subscribed to our channel, please subscribe below. Hit the notification bell next to it so you can get notified every time we have a new video come out. Talk to us in the comments below and click the share button so you can let your friends and family and whoever know how great this video is and they can check it out for themselves. So guys, until next time, thanks for watching Vince and Gigi's Super Channel G.